Good morning. Americans recently have been concerned about the global and regional climate patterns beginning in the mid-20th century until now, creating increased trauma to the Earth, also known as climate change, as mentioned in the Oxford Dictionary. I'm Trudy Power with Karen Mann and Helen Jablomi, and you're watching Rhetoric News Channel 5.
I'm Helen Jablomi. Now, to better understand the background of these events, let's talk with Dr. Jenny Finkelberg, who has done extensive research on the social issue of climate.
Welcome to the show, Dr. Finkelberg. What can you tell us on climate change?
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here. Well, the fears of rising sea levels, spikes in climate, increased evaporation and precipitation, ocean acidification, wildfires, reduction of ice, and increased greenhouse gases, as stated by Howard, is where climate change gets its fame from. Herath also states, it is seen in history's ice age killing off the dinosaurs, in the formation of what we now know as the Sahara Desert, and in today's society, the warming of the earth.
I'm going to stop you right there. Go take a coffee break or something. I also researched Herath's statements and found that the media is doing a really crappy job at making people take action. Why even talk about climate change in the news if nobody's going to do anything about it? The freaking government talks a lot of talk about policy to fix our environmental issues, but they really need to start walking the walk. Man, what's up with the government these days? It's like they want us to die a horrible death from heat stroke and wildfires. I mean, they say they want to save the world and are totally for eliminating climate change, but the best they can do is save a kitten from a tree.
I can see this is becoming a little heated and off topic. Let's go to Trudy Power for a response. Trudy, what do you think of Karen's comment?
I think Karen is talking about the avoidance factor. Many people often put the problem of climate change aside because they don't see the big picture of climate change and the real effects that it has on their lives. Deniers claim that the environmentalists are just hoping to see a climate disaster because they will make a huge profit from not only being right, but also for having to fix the mistake. They think that believers are just seeing what they want to see, according to Tom Bethel.
Okay, we all get it. Enough out of you, Trudy. If any of you have been paying any of your minuscule attention spans to the real news channels, you would know that words like climate change are being used to gain followers in presidential elections. People like Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, darn Democrats, are directing their efforts towards environmentalists. The more support they get for their little tree-hugging act, the higher the chance of their presidency. My Republican homies, Jeb Bush and Ted Cruz, are just not into the whole climate change thing. They would rather focus on anything other than the dangers of climate change, important stuff like guns and kicking the aliens out of the United States. According to Merchant, Cruz goes as far as to say that climate change is not science, it's religion. Amen to that. While arguing that he is in fact a skeptic, along with many other good scientists. It is a sharp contrast with what Sanders said, claiming that the Democratic nominee should go much farther than the current president on climate change.
Well, that's quite insightful, Karen. I'd like to add this instance in Florida, where order from the higher ups said that officials have been ordered not to use the term climate change or global warming in any official communication, emails, or reports. Florida is considered the most vulnerable state in the United States to climate change. In particular, rising sea levels are threatening thousands of people. Every step of the Florida hierarchy is what environmentalists call deniers. Governor Rick Scott has time after time avoided the problem merely by claiming he was not a scientist. And when confronted about the policy at hand, he simply replied, "There's no policy on this." While this was considered an unwritten policy, it stood still a $1.4 billion company with 3,200 employees, according to Tristan Corton.
Well, what's up with the word climate change? I thought it was global warming.
Well, Karen, global warming is considered the same thing as climate change, but was used some time ago. When it was clear that the world has transitioned from getting colder to getting hotter, the word was global warming. Now the temperatures are fluctuating between extreme hots and extreme colds, and there is a call for yet a new word for which is not climate change. Climate change refers to the change in precipitation, increase in droughts, and heat waves, while global warming is only directed at the increase in global temperatures, according to Skeptical Science.
Oh, weren't you guys going to say something about those weird cartoons?
Thanks for reminding me, Karen. Here they are.
As shown in the two political cartoons, the numerous symptoms of severe and constant storms, natural disasters, extreme heat waves, rising sea levels, etc., convey the reality of Earth's suffering from climate change. It is going over the heads of society as they are reluctant to respond or acknowledge the grave circumstances cultivating that will in fact dictate the future of all existence. The factors of man distracting themselves from the telltale signs of climate change include everyday use of technology, including computers, TVs, cell phones, and more time and effort spent on recreational pleasures, represented by the golf clubs in political cartoon number 1. The hands and closed eyelids in the second political cartoon are covering the man from the reality of the dire situation at hand. The state of denial makes manifest a clear barrier for a sense of urgency for correcting our future that society is facing, hence avoidance.
Well, there is much to consider on the topic of climate change. So now let's hear from Dr. Jenny again. Dr. Jenny, what would you like us and our viewers to take away from this discussion?
Well, in my years of research, I really want them to see the difference between those who have the facts about what is really happening to our planet and those who are just rejecting the facts to prove their own opinion. The viewers should also see the political and economical barriers that we need to push through to help the planet. We want the viewers to push through all the non-evidence-based articles, broadcasts, cartoons, and all information in the media to formulate their own opinion on climate change. They should take a stand and follow through with the appropriate actions when making future decisions in politics and in the society. Viewers should move to clean up our environment and push officials to stop ignoring the disagreements and use their power to help restore the earth.
Thank you so much for being here. Well, friends, that's Rhetoric News Channel 5. See you next week. I didn't mean that.
And stay tuned to see if your pillow is actually killing you.